Good day, ma'am. I'm Alexis S. Elona, and with my co-reporter, Graciel Paipon. Today, we're going to tackle about the peace building at the grassroots. So before we proceed to my report, so we're gonna know first what is peace building at the grassroots. So peace building grassroots means focuses on the theory, models, and frameworks relevant to the peace building and conflict resolutions, which may be applied in the post-conflict situation, humanitarian emergencies, and long-term peace building and reconciliation initiatives. So in this topic, I'm going to tackle about how this area resolve their conflicts and provide initiative, reconciliations, and peace building framework. Now, we're going to proceed to our topic. For that, I'm going to tell first what is our objectives. So our objectives in this topic, at the end of the module, the student should be able to answer the following questions. First is, how did the NGO Pakigdaet contribute to the peace building in Kauswagan, Lanao del Norte? Second is, what is the accomplishment of of community organization Multiversity, a Davao-based NGO operating in Maguindanao, Sultan Kudarat, and Lanao del Norte, Lanao del Sur? And how did the Bual Peace Zone evolved from the ashes of more than 250 homes burned at the ground, and what is the contribution of the Dungos Peace Pack in Tulunan, South Cotabato to the peace process? So now, um, we're going to always remember that if you don't know history, then you don't know anything. We're going to answer first our first question. So, how did the NGO Pakigdait contribute to peace building in the Kaswagan, Lanao del Norte? So, before we proceed to our answering this question, we're going to know first the history or their past conflicts about how this event become worse and how this program of Pakigdait helped to build a peace in their area. So in the mid-March 2000, the town hall of Kauswagan, there are 258, was occupied by the MILF. So the scores of citizens were taken hostage. Hundreds of others had to wade through mud and deep water in fight and flight. So uh, in their history, so they tell that many Filipino or the many citizens has been going through challenges such as going to the mud and deep water just to be safe and to avoid and away from the unfolding crisis. So the Christian population felt deeply betrayed by their Muslim friend as they believed that the advance warning of the attack could have been provided. But the Muslim community stated that they had no idea of the approaching attack. But the Christian community did not accept their word. So 5 days after the military regained their town hall that brought order back to the area, so President Joseph Estrada launched an all-out war on the MILF or the Moro Islamic Liberated Front, further worsening the situation. So with this declaration, the battle between the MILF and the government forces significantly worsened. So next is, however, that the midst of this kind of conflicts and distrust between the two religion or culture, the individuals have sought to revive the spirit of unity and harmony that once characterized in their community. So, in the old friends could not look each other in the eye afterwards and find the same trusting look in that event. A few months after the outbreak of the all-out war, an attempt was made for a meeting between old-timers at a neutral venue in Iligan City. But in this meeting, it did not work. The Christian who said yes earlier did not bother to show up. When the queried later, they admitted that they did not feel the trust they used to have for the Muslims. But then this was when Pakigdait or spelled out pakigdait o pag-amuma sa kalinaw was born. The religious leaders and old-timers on both sides formed the core. So, uh, what is pakigdait, by the way? So, pakigdait in it's not just a word in Cebuano Bisaya, but it is a gesture that carries a deep social and significance. It means going out of one's way to be one with the other in the latter's moment of joy, sadness, work, play, and so on. And pag-amuma means it is a nurture or care for. Then next is the kalinaw means peace or tranquility in deep, clear body of water. So, pagkigdait o pag-amuma sa kalinaw in English means uniting with one another in nurturing peace. So, the establishment of pakigdait marked a significant change in direction of peace building, communication, and reconciliation program in the Kauswagan. The organization created a framework for developing trust and restoring relationships and healing the scars of the past by bringing the people together who were prepared to put aside their differences and work toward a shared objectives and peace of understanding. So it is very important that peace is going to be implemented in any kind of area since this will help us to uh, help to avoid any kind of crisis and to develop naturally and to uh, have a good harmony. So, on the anniversary of the MILF capture of the town hall, there are two separate rallies convened. So, first is to celebrate the town's survival and recovery. So, the one rally was held to celebrate the town's survival recovery from the traumatic events of the past year. So, this gathering likely served as a symbol of resilience, unity, and hope for a better future. So the other one is to deplore the event of the previous year. So in this rally, they convened to deplore the events of the previous year, particularly the capture of the town hall by the MILF and the impact it had on the community. So this rally likely represent to call for justice, accountability, and remembrance for the losses and hardships endured during the period. So both rallies has an essential impact to their community since it brings them hope and peace in their area. So next is we're going to discuss the Pakigdait adopted a 5-year peace building program for the municipality of Kauswagan. So each role of these pillars played a crucial role in advancing the objectives of the peaceful building program. So the first is the local government unit. So the local government was organized for its pivotal role in crafting policies and initiatives that promote peace and harmony within the municipality. The Sangguniang Bayan of Kaswagan took an important step by passing a resolution declaring a 17 to 21 March as the Kaswagan Week of Peace. So, signaling the commitment to fostering a culture of peace at the local level, where the local government is have an essential role in their area to provide and implemented policies to promote peace and harmony in their community and to avoid any kind of crisis and to provide just and fair in both religion. So next is the religious group. So the religious leaders were identified as the key agents of change in promoting major shifts in moral values and fostering a culture of peace within the community. So their influences and guidance were instrumental shaping attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors that support reconciliation and unity among the diverse groups. So next is the uh, civil society organization. So it also played a vital role in enhancing community participation in peace-related activities and initiatives. So that by engaging and empowering young people, the program aimed to this program helps also to engage in advocacy efforts and contribute to building social cohesion, promoting the promoting or encouraging communication, and empowering community members to active agents to change. So next is the young people. So investing in youth was recognized as a critical strategy for breaking the cycle of violence and shaping a new generation committed to peace and cooperation. So by engaging and empowering the young people, the program aimed to instill the values of tolerance, understanding, respect for diversity, laying a foundation of sustainable peace in the future. So it's not just these four pillars has been an impact for adopted the pakigdait in their municipality, but also they also acknowledge the role of women, particularly the mothers, in nurturing culture of peace within the families and the communities. So the Pakigdait 5-year peace building program in Kauswagan aims to establish a comprehensive and long-term framework for healing and reconciliation and peace promotion within the municipality by focusing their peace building efforts on these four pillars. So the program aimed to address the underlying causes of conflicts, encourage communication, and develop a culture of peace and transcend divisions, and promotes harmony among all community members through cooperative and diverse ways. So next is uh, we're going to discuss the next topic or the question which all about what is the accomplishment of the community organization multiversity, a Davao-based NGO operating in Maguindanao, Sultan Kudarat, and Lanao del Sur. So these are the answers which is they're going to the accomplishment is the capacity building, the peace advocacy, and the establishment of peace zone and building. So the community organization Multiversity is an NGO put together in 1998 by people who have 20 years of experience in rural and urban organizing. But this affair with peace process among the Muslims is a fairly recent one, although in 1980s it started an intensive uh, CO training program in Kebawe, Bukidnon, with people like Dengi Soliman, Celia Santos, and Fedes Bagasao at its help. So the organization vision is centered on the realization of empowered, sustainable communities engaged in civil society initiatives toward peace and social transformation. So the objective of this CO multiversity are to transformation of communities, create social harmony, and ignite positive change. So the organization aims to establish a more fair, just, peaceful, and inclusive society where people take an active role of determining their own destinies by means of advocacy, capacity building, and grassroots organizing. Next is in 1999, so CO Multiversity embarked on its engagement in the peace process by conducting a series of training seminars on community organizing sponsored by the United Nations Development Program or the UNDP for peace and development advocates in the Moro National Liberated Front communities. This was followed by its pilot project and on-the-job training for 6 months of four community organizers, the two Muslims and two non-Muslims, in Barangay Chua in Bagumbayan, Sultan Kudarat. So these training sessions aim to equip advocates in the skills and knowledge necessary to promote peace and development within their communities. So there are um, assigned communities that develop peace advocates and peace building processes. So the barangay Bayanga Norte Matanog Barangay Baruraw o Balabagan, Barangay Daguan, Kapatagan, Barangay Makir, Dato Odin Sinsuat and its expansion areas in Barangay Mataya in Buldon, and Barangay Kagarawan and Barangay Tugaid in Barira, except for Makir and Dato Odin Sinsuat. So the CO uh, or the community organization Multiversity showed a dedication to advancing peace, encouraging inter-community discussions, and enabling local advocates to drive positive change and social transformation in conflict affected areas of the Philippines through its grassroots approach, capacity building initiatives, and cooperate partnerships. Next is there are two significant activities in March and June 2003. So first is in March. So in response of escalating conflicts between the armed forces of the Philippines or AFP and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front or the MILF, the alliance organized an inter-area peace advocates forum. So in this forum, in order to demonstrate the advocates' unity and dedication of peace building initiatives, a statement advocating a ceasefire and the restart of peace negotiations was created during this event. So next is in June, they also conducted a Walk of for Peace, was significant event organized by the Peace Development advocates, providing an opportunity for approximately 300 leaders to showcase their capacity as a symbolic gesture of reclaiming even momentarily the Langkong Sarmiento stretch of the Narciso Ramos Highway, a location that had been the scene of numerous battles between the armed forces of the Philippines and the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. In spite of the previous conflicts and tensions, the participants showed their dedication to peace, reconciliation, and unity of marching down the historically significant part of the roadway. The leaders were able to publicly demonstrate their unity and commitment to working toward a peaceful and harmonious future for the community through Walk for Peace. So the event is not only for symbolize a collective stance against the violence and conflict, but also represented a tangible commitment to building bridges, fostering understanding, and encouraging communication among diverse groups in the community. So next is the alliance building. So the alliance formed by a community of peace advocates not only focus on organizational tasks such as formulating its vision, mission, goals, and plan, and electing officer, but also choose a powerful and symbolic name for itself, such as Sindauko Kalintaad, which translates to Flame of Peace. So this name represents the spirit of their group's purpose to shine and spread the light of peace both inside and outside their communities. So next is the battle cry of Sindao of Kalintaad. So sa Limbago si Kalilintad, meaning transformation towards peace and unity. This battle cry reflects their determination to move away from the state of depression and passivity that had overshadowed them in the aftermath of the all-out war on 2000. Instead, they are now inspired by the renewed energy and the sense of purpose to forge a path forwards towards peace, unity, and progress. So the alliance uses the name Sindao Ku Kalilintad and its battle cry as a rallying points, but they also represent the community peace activists' common dreams, hopes, and resiliency. So in this topic, so I discussed about how the NGO implemented the program of peace building advocates in their community, which is the Kauswagan, and also um, how what is the contribution of the NGO in the respective places. So it is very important that we need to uh, promote peace and harmony in our community to avoid any kind of crisis and to build rapport to one another, because peace is um, a value of peace could not just change the world but also could help us to develop and avoid war and death. That would be all for my report about those two questions. And now the remaining two questions will be reported by my co-reporter, which is Miss Rachel Ann Paipon, for her report. That would be all. Thank you.
Good day, ma'am. Good day, everyone. I am Gracialan Espipon, and this is the continuation of our report, which is all about Module 16, Peace Building at the Grassroots. So, the first question that we are going to answer is, how did the Boal Peace Zone evolve from the ashes of more than 250 homes burned to the ground? But before we've answered that, here are some facts about Boal. So Boal has a total land area of 133,000 square kilometers, and it lies at the foot of Mount Daguma Range. Boal is considered as the biggest barangay of Isulan, Sultan Kudarat. According to a 1995 census, Boal has a total population of 3,580. 60% of which are Maguindanaoan Muslims, 30% are Christian settlers, which are mostly Ilocanos and Ilonggos, and 2% of this are indigenous Manubo. So, straddling at the provinces of Sultan Kudarat and Maguindanao is the Mount Daguma Range, which allegedly, or which they believed, provides sanctuary to both the MNLF and the MILF rebel groups. A military camp and a few Kafgo detachments were nestled or can also be found in the heart of Boal. So, going back to the question, so the Boal Peace Zone in Isulan, Sultan Kudarat was established in the year 1995. However, the burning of Boal happened on December 16, 1996, wherein between 250 to 300 homes of Maguindanaoan Muslims in Boal were deliberately razed to the ground by a band of Ilonggos, thus forcing them to live in the evacuation centers in Isulan. And it was noted that there are four persons that were killed during this time. Although it is not clear who did it, or it was not confirmed who did it, but then allegedly a group of Elongos, or a third party that was against the MNLF and the MILF, or the CAFGOs, were behind it. And the reason why daw nga gibuhaton nila is that is to blow up or to create a land conflict between two families, as well as to intensify the tension between the Muslims and the Christians. Although katong nga happenings, during that happenings, nakaka-capture sila og one perpetrators, which is ano na siya, gipriso, and then nagulat na siya trial from the court. Then, during that time, during the burning of Boal, a Cotabato city-based NGO, which is known as the Kadtuntaya Foundation Incorporation, or the KFI, headed by Guamil Alem, also seek support from the Catholic Relief Services, provided the evacuees their needed food and other short-term relief items. And for the evacuees, it took some time for them to gain their courage to go back to Boal, as well as to rebuild their home. However, it took 4 months before some of the evacuees to go home, and then mostly of the evacuees still did not go home. That is why on April 12, 1997, only around 30 families had returned to Boal. However, as tension settled down, as well as more evacuees returned to Boal and rebuild their home, rehabilitation and healing also started. And this so-called rehabilitation and healing were facilitated by the Kadtuntaya Foundation Incorporation, or the KFI, and they do this by doing the first step, which is the conduct of Culture of Peace seminars in 1997. This so-called seminar was attended by the residents coming from both the Muslims and the Christians, as well as representatives from the local government, from the MNLF, the MILF, and from the military. So it was during this seminar that they've emphasized and they've realized that the Muslims and Christians were not natural enemies, and they were only victims of the said event beyond their control. Thus, they responded positively to the suggestions that would improve their relationships with one another. So as a result of this seminar, peace seminar, they've organized isamahan na nagkakaisang mamamayan ng Boal or the Association of the United People of Boal, where they produce a 9-point document to express their desire to transform Boal into a zone of peace. So the 9-point document are the following. First is the use of peaceful means in settling conflict. So in their barangay, whenever they have conflict, they chose to use peaceful means in order to settle such conflict. Also, uh, nakabutang po sa ilang 9-point document is the non-display of firearms, reporting all cases of conflict to the barangay officials for peaceful settlement, promotion of peaceful coexistence among the people, and if na ay mga person or mga people who sabotage their peace or gusto i-destroy ilang peace within the barangay, they have this so-called joint efforts towards those persons. They also have joint efforts towards helping improve the socio-economic life of the community, respect for each other's culture, establishment of a local organization that will serve as a venue to promote the common good, and sustaining peace building activities. So if we are going to ask how successful ba jud ilang 9-point document, well, the answer to that is, according to the people in Boal, fewer conflict is present in their community or present in their barangay. And if naaban daw conflict, their Peace and Order Committee handled it well, of course, using the peaceful means. However, aside from that, or beyond ang mga reason, the most important one is the deepening relationship between the Muslims and the Christians. And kato siya, ilang relationship na deepening is makita na to siya through their community activities. Kasi for example, during Ramadan sa mga Muslims. So ang mga Christian, they support or gipakita nila lang solidarity towards the Muslims or respect nila towards the Muslim, especially during the Ramadan time. And then, ang mga Muslims na po is ila atong gina-reciprocate or ilang ginabalik ang solidarity sa mga Christian by respecting the Christian during sa mga fiesta of the Christian patron saints. And although, dili man dyan nato makailan no, nga we are a unique individual and conflict will always be present. Since, di ba, dili man ta makaingon nga there is peace if walay war. Kasi peace is not merely the absence of war. Conflict is always present kasi we are a unique individual. However, the most important thing is that we learn kung paunsa nato i-handle, kung paunsa nato i-settle ang such conflict using a peaceful means. So the next question that we are going to answer is, what is the contribution of the Dungos Peace Pact in Tulunan, South Cotabato to the peace process? So when I talked about Dungos, this is one of the barangays in Tulunan, South Cotabato. So it was sometimes on August 1999 no, that Dungos Barangay Chairman Mario M. Balonibro Sr. said that an MILF group arrived at their place and informed them that such group wanted to establish armed detachment there, since Dungos, the barangay Dungos, is part of the MILF Camp Rahamuda. That is why ang mga residents of the said barangay, both the Muslims and the Christians, is nakigmeet sila with the MILF group and ila silang gi-informed with their peace pact, with their barangay peace pact, nga naka-indicate that nga they would not allow an armed men sa ilang barangay, including the MILF group, including the mga military and even mga police. So this so-called Dongos Peace Pact is na-signed siya on March 20, 1995 by the representatives from both the Christians and the Muslims inhabitants of the barangays. So the signatories of the said Peace Pact includes the barangay chairman Mario M. Balonibro Sr. himself, Mayor Rodolfo Peñafel of Tulunan, Father Beniflor, their parish priest, and the witnesses include Governor Rosario Diaz of Cotabato, Congressman Gregorio of Cotabato, Mayor Ibrahim Paglas III of Dato Paglas, Mayor Pindaton of SK Pandaton, the Provincial Director of the PNP, the Battalion Commander of the 40 IB, 6 ID, and Boy Hasim, an MILF Brigade Commander of the Upper Cotabato Revolutionary Command. So sometime no, katong after ni nila na sign ang peace pact, kani si Mayor Piñafel is nag-travel siya paadto dito sa nag-travel siya paadto sa Camp Abubakar, wherein gi-inform niya si Haji Murad as well as ang Vice President sa kaning MILF group nga naa sila peace pact or naa sila agreement within the barangay, within the people within the barangay, and encouraging naman ang response sa mga MILF group. That is why with regards sa happening sa kaning August 1999, wherein nag-adto ang MILF at their place, inform them about establishment og mag-establish sila og armed detachment there, since di ba gi-inform din na sila about sa ilang peace pact, and then positive naman ang response sa MILF group, wherein naka-decide sila nga ilang i-respect ang agreement, ang peace pact nga naa ang barangay dongos. So this so-called Dongos Peace Pact was born out of turbulence of the early 90s and the insecurities resulting from the raging war between the AFP and the MNLF afterwards. So this so-called peace pact is na-inspired niya siya by a successful creation of peace zones of sitios of Miatub and New Alimudian, as well as from the barangays Bituan, Banayal, and Abundasan. And this peace pact idea was introduced by Mayor Piñafel as well as the barangay captain itself. And since both the Muslims and the Christians is hesitant sila during that time, hesitant sila nga mopalapit sa usag-usa, that is why it took almost 1 year, but it took not almost, but it took 1 year for them para ma-establish ni kaning Dungos Peace Pact, wherein katong na-establish na siya, there are 12 Muslims and more than 20 Christians who signed the document. And included sa ilang Dongos Peace Pact, no, is the settlement of the international conflict by peaceful means and disallowance of armed groups, including the military, to enter the area unless requested sila by the members of the ad hoc committee. So kani siya nga peace pact is mauna siya ang nag-remain o nag-retain sa peacefulness within sa ilahang barangay. Kaya nga according sa one kay katong kay Now Guamad, according niya one siya sa mga signatories sa peace pact. According niya kay before pa daw ang peace pact is 3 years sila nga nahimo as instant evacuees. Nahimo sila og instant evacuees tungod sa conflict nga nahitabo. However, katong naa na sila peace pact, according to him, is fewer na lang ang ilang conflict within the barangay kasi kabalo na sila kung paunsaon isettle ang such conflict through peaceful means. And aside ana is dili na nila kinahanglan pa nga mudagan or mapalayo sa ilang barangay tungod lang kay naay conflict. So to sum it up, unsa jud ay mga values, specifically mga peace values nga makuha nato with this so-called peace building at the grassroots levels. So first ana no is that we can create or we can build, we can grow something good out from the war nga nahitabo. But also, it depends sa attitude as well as sa outlook sa mga pananaw sa mga tao nga mismo affected ana nga war. And the so-called peace building can start if the people itself is ready na sila for such peace. Ikaduha is that katong nga mga ginapakita namo ganiha katong mga dongos as well as sa mga bual, ilang mga peace pact nga nahitabo is nag-prove siya nga the tri people, the Lumad, the Moro, and the Christians, they do not need a top tier negotiation. They do not need nga na ay negotiation sa taas like gikan sa mga commanders. They do not need that. They prove nga if they wanted peace, they can create or they can agree within their community, within the people in their community, they can create peace if they've wanted to. Aside ana is another peace value nga makuha nato out from this is that um, regulation is very important. If kabaluta sa atong kaugalingon nga kabaluta kung unsa ato ang limitation, so for example ay kana siya makasakit na siya tao, makakos na siya conflict, then kabaluta kung asa natataman, so kani siya kung such a thing is makakos siya conflict sa tao, then dili na to siya buhaton. And if na may conflict, since dili man gyud na siya malikayan, no, at least kabaluta within ourselves kung paunsa to isettle ang conflict by using the peaceful means. Aside ana, bisag natay self-regulation, vigilance is very important. Since kita-kita naman ang tao within the community, kita ra pud ang magtabangay within that community, dapat vigilance ta if na ay mga saboteers nga gusto mag-sabotage sa ato ang peace within that community. And aside jud ana no is the very important is ang respect with one another within the community. If we respect other people, other tribes, other religion within our community, ipakita nato nga gi-respect nato sila, then i-reciprocate man nila nato with also respect. And since naatay respect within the community, if ever na ay conflict mo arise, then mugamit gihapon tag peaceful means by using the conflict since gi-respect nato sila. Then, with the so-called peace value ang makuha nato from this peace building at the grassroots levels, it also, I mean, nag-emphasize siya or um, testament siya nga peace is makuha nato ang peace if we are ready for it, if we respect one another. So that is all for our report. Thank you.